It's time to start getting ready for trick and treating. So to start this week's Explore Tulsa, we head out in search of the Great Pumpkin.
Then a fun October street treat.
Followed by a bit of history.
Plus a tasty macaron stop.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Now we know October can get pretty busy, so we're very happy that you made time to spend with us for this week's Explore Tulsa.
You better believe it's busy, Trish. We got the state fair, I gotta work on my chicken dance for Oktoberfest, and Halloween.
Plus another fun time that continues to grow as a seasonal tradition and fun spot for the whole family is Pumpkin Town Farms at 61st and Garnett.
My family has done seasonal business really since I can remember. My dad has worked full-time for a fireworks company since I was probably 5 or 6, and holidays have always been really fun around our house. It actually felt like a pretty natural transition for our family once we had the opportunity to start the pumpkin stand.
I was actually in high school when my parents started it, so when my dad told me he was starting a pumpkin patch, I remember thinking like, really? But once I saw what he had in mind and they actually created the business, I realized that they were really going for more than just a pumpkin patch and a whole experience. So I thought it was a really neat idea, and yeah, signed on years later to help run it.
Just kind of fits our family. It's really fun to have something in the fall. And I have 2 older siblings, and then my parents are the ones who originally started it all. And as we've kind of grown up, we've all taken on responsibilities within the company.
You know how family businesses go. They you kind of start at the bottom and do a little bit of everything to get to know how it runs and all the ins and outs. So I've done a little bit of everything here. When we first started, we just had one little train ride and a slide ride and pumpkins. So we are now on 20 acres.
Since we've changed locations, we added the 5-acre corn maze, and that's really popular. We have games inside of there, and this year it's actually the 50th anniversary of It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown's.
We love the peanuts at our house. My sister Margot, she's our big, huge Peanuts fans. When we had a chance to feature the 50th anniversary of that movie, we were super excited. Last year we did Woody Guthrie and the 75th anniversary of This Land Is Your Land. So yeah, it's really fun to get to be creative in that aspect of it.
Our jumping pillow is really fun. I like to tell people it's kind of a cross between a bounce house and a trampoline. And I actually even enjoy that. Whenever the shift ends, I usually go out there and it's really fun. And
we have a giant cannon. Our Thunder Mountain slides were new this year.
We've built a hill out here since it's so flat. We've built our own hill and have 2 slides. We have pony rides, petting zoo. I mean, we've really expanded a lot since we first started, obviously, with just pumpkins. My sister and my brother are some of my best friends, and so it's really fun to get to spend time with them and see them excel in the jobs they do.
Definitely my dad and my brother are more of the entrepreneurs, the coming up with the new ideas. My mom and I would say, are more on the creative side of bringing those ideas alive, and a lot of the aesthetics. And then my sister just came on this year, so she's getting to kind of like learn a little bit of everything.
My mom is kind of the vision of all of it. She has a background in early childhood education, and so she was the first one to really see, I think, the potential for it to grow as much as it has. And so she's been out here every day since July, probably just making sure things are in the right place, preparing for families to come out, and she kind of puts the vision all together. And then my dad as well has tons of business experience. He also has 2 working arms that he puts to work every day. So. Since we're from Tulsa and have grown up here, it's really fun to see families come year after year and kind of get to watch kids and families grow up together.
And definitely like watching new families come in and experience it. That has to be my favorite part. I mean, that's why we do this. We are a family business, so sharing that with other people's families is just a really exciting part of it.
Bridget and Margot are so much fun, and I think it's such a great story that how they all work together as a family to bring Tulsa a wonderful holiday attraction.
To see the Great Pumpkin and lots of other fun stuff for yourself, visit pumpkintownok.com to learn more.
Did you say it's October?
Yes.
can't believe you didn't remind me about Eat Street Tulsa coming up. I'm gonna have to get my, eating pants out.
While Stevie makes room for good food, we'll get ready to meet Joe Armstrong and learn all about Eat Street Tulsa when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life and see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number 1 reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Are your memories fading?
And no, not the ones stored in your little gray cells. The memories you've collected on those old VHS camcorders.
Or even that beat up Super 8?
Video Revolution can restore your memories from any outdated format and return them to you in a DVD or Blu-ray form.
That way you can relive the past on the big screen.
We can even produce digital copies for you to share with your families or friends online.
Check us out on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis. Hello and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa. Now Stevie, do you ever eat off the food trucks?
Well, I prefer to order from the food trucks and eat off a plate. Those trucks go all over the freeway. No telling what's on those things. Good food though.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Joe Armstrong is hosting everyone's favorite Eat Street Tulsa event coming up Saturday, October 15th.
How convenient is that? So much food in one place at the Blue Dome District and then all day to eat it.
Well, we have a lot going on. I think that's what makes it a really unique festival, is that there's so much from the very beginning to the very end. Oh, we got Arnie's 12 years ago, back when we'd become bartenders after becoming regulars, just loving the bar so much that we wanted to stay involved with it. When business wasn't so good, we thought we should do this. It was my husband's dream, really. And I said, let's do it. And so we bit the bullet. We changed our lives. I went from nursing and he went from an accountant. And we took a great big leap when downtown really didn't have really anything going on. So our parents said, don't do it. We said, let's do it. So here we are. It wasn't even the downtown scene that attracted us to Arnie's. It's the same way it is now. We call it Little Bar, Big Family. And it's the people there that we fell in love with so much that became our family. They're just really solid people. They're not just customers to us. They're our extended family, and I think we fell in love with that. I was home. I had twins that were very premature, and I was quarantined with them our first year. And I loved it. I just wanted so badly to be a mom, and here I am, and I'm just going stir crazy. And that's just, my mind just kind of started running. And I thought how cool it would be to start something up. And talked to another friend who was in the business, and he was kind of thinking about maybe starting something up, and was like, we got to do this. So that's kind of how it got started, and then it's just really grown from there. I don't know, the food truck scene kind of got started in Tulsa, and a lot of my friends were owners of some of the trucks, and I thought it was a really cool thing. I have so much respect for these trucks that are small business on wheels that go out and chase their business every single day, and I thought how cool it would be if I could do a small little food truck festival to kind of help showcase them and highlight that. And it would be a fun chance for us to, sell beer on the corner. We always enjoy the outside festivals in the streets. So started Eat Street Tulsa with 12 food trucks. We have 40 food trucks this year. It's easily the biggest we've had. We're actually expanding the space even, so that we've got more space to accommodate the trucks and the people, more tables and chairs. And we've even got Tulsa's first pet food truck coming. So we're really excited about that, so that not just all the foodies have their treats, but also the pet foodies. We've got a couple coming in from, we've got some Stillwater, Oklahoma City, but truly majority of them are Tulsa trucks. But you know, when people are wanting to come and join the fun, we say absolutely. You know, as long as it's an Oklahoma food truck, let's do it. It'll run from 11 to 10 o'clock, so you'll kind of have the lunch and the dinner crowd, but we'll have a big kid zone in this parking lot right here. It will have a lot of activities for the kiddos, and then we'll have live local music. Oh, well, we've got some, I mean, obviously some of the main standards of Lone Wolf, Andolini's, Mr. Nice Guys, Masa, Doghouse, and I'm really proud of a lot of these trucks that have been here from the beginning. I think the less sleep I get, the more energy I gain. I'm not really sure. I really like doing it. I really love the people. A lot of times the characters that come out, I'm probably crazy for it, but I do. I kind of live for the excitement of it. There's something that you can't really explain about being here at 5 a.m. and closing streets down and knowing that in a matter of a couple of hours they're going to be packed with thousands of people, and these businesses, the trucks are going to be, you know, crazy and running to accommodate all of these people, and by the end of the night we're closing the streets back down, and boom, it's over. And it's just a really neat feeling to know that you're able to have a big part in that. So I think that's always been my goal, is just so that I can hopefully do it to help them either, you know, gain more attention or get more business, or whatever it is that I can do to kind of help with that.
Here's an idea for next year's event. Food truck drive-through. There'll be tables all along the streets. The trucks drive right up to your table, give you the food. That's $1 million idea right there, Trish.
Well, Stevie's working on his big idea. Make plans to attend this year's Eat Street Tulsa, Saturday, October 15th. For all the details and entertainment lineup, visit eatstreettulsa.com.
Lots of great outdoor events we've covered and going on throughout the month, but what if I want to come in from out of the cold?
Well, we can help you out, Stevie, because the Tulsa area is rich in historical accomplishments. One most notable is the legacy that Charles Page left behind in Sand Springs.
Well, our next stop is Fun with History at the Sand Springs Cultural and Historical Museum in downtown Sand Springs when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Hello, I'm John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Well, hello there, history buffs. Glad you're ready to learn with more Explore Tulsa. Now, Stevie, how'd you do in history class?
I got an A.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Well, if it had been more than just one A, the rest of the grades made not such a terrific average.
Maybe you just needed a more entertaining way to learn. For instance, by becoming a bigger part of the experience, by actually spending time in a museum like the Sand Springs Cultural and Historical Museum.
I like doing tedious things where a lot of people enjoy being out. You know, I enjoy the storage room and everything that's in it. I'm a very nosy person, so I enjoy going through all of the wonderful things. And I found some, marvelous things here so far. I moved to Sand Springs about 2 years ago. It was built actually by Charles Page. He was a wonderful person. He was originally from Wisconsin and lost his father at a very young age. He actually came to Oklahoma City and then to Sand Springs, or actually Tulsa, in around 1903. and he decided that he wanted to have an industrial city here. And what his plan was, he took 30 orphans approximately from a bankrupt orphanage, and he created a home for them. He had athletic teams for these children. They wanted for nothing. And they had like wonderful meals and wonderful Christmas dinners and celebrations. It was like a true big family. So he decided to make a widow's colony for women that had been in the same predicament that his mother had been in. He built all of these little cottages for these women. I think you had to have like at least 2 children and be either a widow or, without a husband. And so of course he had to have jobs for these women. So he brought in all of this industry, like the curd jar manufacturing plant. He would invite people to come in and have their businesses here and like give them a bonus for doing that. And what is really amazing is the Widows Colony is still here today, helping women and children. His second wife, he died in 1926, and she wanted something, to represent his memory. So this was originally a library. So she had this built, this beautiful Art Deco style building, which is an artifact in itself. Sand Springs was built on a triangle versus a square because of the trolley car, which Charles Page started, to turn it around. And so the middle window in that area, she never wanted drapes on it because on that triangle there's a statue of Charles Page, and she wanted people to always be able to look out that window and see him. And then I think the museum actually started here in 2002, if I'm not mistaken. I had worked at the museum in Kingfisher for 13 years. And I came up here one day as a volunteer and met some people, and they were just delightful. Well, a position came open because they had not had a director or anyone for several years, and they wanted someone to do accession artifacts and do things like that. I'm really into being in the background and working with the artifacts, and that's what they needed at the time. It has been run by volunteers for the past several, and they have done a marvelous job. The museum has an association as well as a trust, and then day-to-day volunteers that open the doors and greet the people. Sand Springs is one of the most interesting towns I've ever been in, and it's like a hidden treasure when you hear about how it started and all of the wonderful people that are so proud of the heritage in this area.
The history of Sand Springs is such an amazing story, and how Charles Page devoted so much of himself to developing the area is incredible.
To learn more for yourself, visit sandspringsok.org to plan a tour.
Wasn't it Sand Springs where they invented the macaron?
Well, let's see. Historians say the macaron can be traced back to the 9th century.
So that would be a no.
But there is a place in downtown Tulsa where you can find some of the best.
Yum, yum. Antoinette's Baking Company is our next stop when Explore Tulsa continues.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
I want to tell this story.
Okay.
You don't have to go out of Tulsa to find creative firms to be able to work on projects.
We offer East meets West. It is because of the old 11th Street Bridge. That is the reason that Route 66 even came to Tulsa.
I'm approaching retail almost from an artist's viewpoint.
We've got the capability here, we've got the success, and we have the people that are committed to it. That's a great recipe for success.
Hello, good friends of Explore Tulsa. We absolutely love it when you like us on Facebook and become our FB buddies. Trish, do you have any besties?
I do, and I don't know what I would do without them. We hang out, travel, and do nearly everything together.
Could you go into business with your bestie?
That's a toughie, but I do know of 2 ladies that could, and they've become famous downtown for their decadent treats and macarons.
I've always just loved baking. I grew up baking with family. I got married really young and discovered my own kitchen, and it was like a whole new world.
Well, Andrea and I have been friends since middle school. And so we grew up together, we've been best friends forever. We both decided at some point, we were like, maybe we should just do a little catering company. We both worked in random food jobs.
Pretty soon after that, we were able to find our place on Brookside, which really was just such a blessing for us. It was a place to start out small, and the neighborhood just really welcomed us with open arms. So, and you know, we were there for 3 years. It was a really fantastic start, and then we were able to move down to the Brady District here and, you know, do what we're doing now, which is originally what we really wanted to do.
Oh my God, we are so happy here. We love it down here so much. So yeah, we can finally do everything we want.
Well, originally we started with macarons, and we really are passionate about French food. We love baguettes and macarons especially, and so we started out just tossing around names. We didn't want to like put our name in the you know, into the bakery.
So originally we were inspired by the Sofia Coppola movie Marie Antoinette. It's overtly, you know, it's a little over the top, 80s, bright colors, lots of macarons, decadence, and so we knew we kind of wanted something French-based, but not necessarily French in all the foods. So we just took the name, you know, Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake, and we just kind of ran with it in our own vision. So one of the advantages of having such a large spot is that we can actually make everything. So while we did make bread at the other spot, we made it, it sold, but now there's actually a real purpose for the bread. So for breakfast, you know, the bread's on the entire menu. We now smoke our own meats. So like we have smoked hams, we make our own breakfast sausage that we case for both sausage rolls and like breakfast patties. So sausage and gravy, biscuits and gravy, all that. So it's really nice because now we can do everything.
Brunch on the weekends, we do breakfast, we do lunch, and then we offer a wide variety of pastries, cakes, pies, whatnot. So you name it, we can make it.
Yeah, and what we wanted is we've created here what both of us want when we go out for breakfast. We want the place that you can have a pastry and a coffee, but if you also want something a little heavier, but not necessarily like diner fried breakfast food, then you can have it here. You know, the egg in the basket is a somewhat healthy, you know, poached eggs. You know, it's a little lighter on the weekends. And brunch, we've gotten to do a lot of fun things where we started doing themes.
We're always finding something new to make. I don't like making the same thing every day. I mean, that gets boring, it gets old. So we make and find things that we're really passionate about. This week I'm working on like a multi-grain seeded bread. So I do a lot of the bread, Molly does a lot of the macarons, and then we have a lot of people that help us with all of the other things.
Oh, this is by far the coolest place to hang out. We now have cocktails. You can get wine, champagne.
There is. I mean, we always have ideas kind of tucked away that we're like, maybe we can pull that out now. So I don't know. I don't want to tell too much, but who knows what's in the future.
Molly and Andrea have made quite a name for themselves, and their treats are so delicious.
To learn more about the cake, pie, and macarons they offer, visit AntoinetteBakingCo.com. But be prepared to come hungry.
I love to cook. Sometimes I make this big, elaborate meal for my wife like she's some kind of goddess.
How's that? Because each meal is just another burnt offering?
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Explore Tulsa.
I want to tell this story.
Okay.
You don't have to go out of Tulsa to find creative people, creative firms to be able to work on projects.
We are where East meets West. It is because of the old 11th Street Bridge. That is the reason that Route 66 even came to Tulsa.
I'm approaching retail almost from an artist's viewpoint.
We've got the capability here, we've got the success, and we have the people that are committed to it. That's a great recipe for success.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Why so sad, Stevie?
The dinosaur's gone, Trish.
It was a bad accident, but our technician was able to walk away from the scene.
But people are so used to seeing the dinosaur and knowing that it represented over 30 years of experience in personal service and in-home and office repair and installation.
No worries, Stevie. We'll get another dinosaur. And until then, we have a whole fleet of Video Rev trucks ready to continue serving Tulsans.
And people can still stop by Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hi, I'm Ken Tracy, Executive Director of Corgus Productions, and you are watching Explore Tulsa.
Be sure and join us next week when we check in at the new Davina's restaurant on Cherry Street.
Special thanks to Bridget and Margot Bossy and their family for bringing us Pumpkin Town Farms.
Thanks too to Joe Armstrong for bringing us all the good food and great times at Eat Street Tulsa, and thanks to Ginger Murphy for showing us around the Sand Springs Cultural and Historical Museum.
Also thanks to Molly Martin and Andrea Moan for the delicious treats from the Antoinette Baking Company.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
And hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.